Before they built the bridge to Campobello Island, New Brunswick, the cars, you had to go over there by the car ferry. This is the town of Lubeck. And the car ferry stopped at the what's now a boat ramp. And there was the scow towed by a boat. This is the day of the dedication of the bridge with the flags in August 1962, August 13th or 14th. And this is the location. They had to take this down to make room for the bridge. It was part of an old war from years and years ago. The fish on these flat things are called flakes, and these are called racks. And they put those in steam boxes and steam cooked them. And then they were brought to the packers, and where they were soft, that's when they started calling us herring chokers, because they were steam cooked in that. And this is the smoked herring industry. They would have the herring. Here's what these buildings are called horses, and you had herring sticks, long sticks, and you take your thumb and open the gill of the fish and put them on these sticks, and then put them on these racks called horses. And then they were put up in the buildings, and
look at that. Yeah, that's
well, and they built a smoky fire down below. So then they were smoked, and then after they were smoked, these are the women. They'd take the skins off of them, so you just had the two flat, flat pieces like the fillets. Only they were all smoked.
Okay, so a lot of these came from the Lubeck Herald.
Yeah, had been at one time or another in the Lubeck Herald. It was going to be called it the Quoddy Dam. It was going to be for tidal power. It was going to generate, with all the force of the tides, it was going to generate enough tidal power so this would be, but it fizzled out in the 1930s, the Quoddy Dam tidal power project.
There she is.
And that's Ed Muskie.
Where's that? There he is, yeah.
Huh?
There's Ed Muskie, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that was called the White Bill. That was sometime in the 1930s. It was loaded with coal, and it shipwrecked, and the bow of her is right in what is called Gulliver's Hole. It's a part in the cliffs down Quoddy. As you walk the trail on Quoddy Head, you'd see Gulliver's Hole, and that was a four-masted schooner. And it went from Lubeck to Welchpool, Campobello, to Eastport, and to North Lubeck. And as far as my school days, I'll tell you this, before I started high school, the students that went to high school up in this northern section of North Lubeck used to come down and get the ferry, and this used to be Comstock's pasture, all this area right here where we are now, where my house is, and this was a pasture road. And those students used to come down here through the pasture road and catch the ferry. The students who lived down in the other section would come up, and there was a road that went to the ferry, and they'd catch the ferry, go to Lubeck in the village, and they'd have to walk out to the high school, maybe a mile or so. But here's the kicker. I went to the one-room schoolhouse. I started in the summer of 1930. They took the ferry off of the North Lubeck run. They still went to Lubeck, Campobello, and Eastport, but they took this North Lubeck run off in the summer of 1930. I started high school in the fall of 1930. As fortunate as luck would have it, that first winter I had a cousin who taught school in the village, and she used to drive back. She had a little whippet car, and they called it the whippet car, so I rode back and forth with her. But the rest of the time we walked.
Wow.
And I lived up beyond here. That was 5 or 6 miles.
They probably didn't have a lot of cars back then, did they?
No.
So you were you were lucky to have a ride.
Yeah, for that one winter, for that year, 1 year. And the other 3 years I got there, we walked 5 or 6 miles from here down to high school.
Oh my, you really did?
I really did.
I mean, you hear people saying, when I was your age, I used to walk 3-5 miles.
Well, this is...
you did it.
Yeah, and I would lived a mile or more up here, so it was probably at least 6 miles one way to back forth to school. And many times then they had the fire whistle we used to call the jumbo. And if there was a fire, it would blow so many whistles. It had its code. But if it blew 5 whistles, that meant no school. Many times we'd be halfway to school when the jumbo would blow 5 whistles for no school because it was storming or something like that. And so that went on, and I graduated in June of 1934. And that fall, they started transporting the kids. They rigged up a flatbed truck and put benches on it for seats and started taking them back and forth by car. But the 4 years I went to school, I got there the best way I could. These are some